Good morning and welcome to KidNuz. I'm Tori. Today is Tuesday, May 23rd, 2023. And we begin with Saturn reclaiming the title of Moon King from Jupiter, now that astronomers have discovered 62 new moons orbiting the ring planet. Before this month's discovery, Saturn had 83 moons recognized by the International Astronomical Union. So the new batch brings the total to an out-of-this-world 145. Jupiter currently has 92. Saturn's new moons were found over 2 years using a giant telescope on top of Mauna Kea in Hawaii. Lead scientist Edward Ashton tells Space.com the process took a long time. It reminded him of the kids' game, Dot to Dot, because we have to connect the various appearances of these moons in our data with a viable orbit. But with 100 different games on the same page, you don't know which dot belongs to which puzzle. If the air has been a little smoky in your area, it could be because of major wildfires in southern Canada. The flames have burned about 2,000 acres in Alberta, British Columbia, and Saskatchewan. That prompted air quality alerts to be posted this weekend, not only in Canada, but also across the border in several U.S. states in the North and Midwest, including Washington, Montana, Wisconsin, and Nebraska. While wet and cooler weather helped a bit yesterday, weather officials tell CNN the smoky smell and haze could linger for days. Miley Cyrus's touring days may be over. In an interview for the June issue of British Vogue, the flower singer reveals that she finds global tours so isolating. Her last worldwide endeavor was her 2014 Bangers Tour with more than 70 shows across North America, Latin America, Europe, Australia, and New Zealand. Cyrus told the magazine she enjoys performing for her friends, but singing for hundreds of thousands of people isn't really the thing that I love. The 30-year-old also suffers from chronic pain and inflammation, so she hinted at plans to live a quieter life away from the spotlight. In sports news, American golfer Brooks Koepka won his 5th major title at the PGA Championship on Sunday at the Oak Hill Country Club in Rochester, New York. It was a big deal because he's the first player who's joined the newly created Saudi-backed LIV League to win one of the sport's 4 major events. LIV, or LIV, are the Roman numerals for 54, which is the number of holes the golfers play in this league's tournaments, 18 holes over 3 days. That's a big difference from LIV's primary competitor, the PGA Tour, where golfers play 72 holes over 4 days. WNBA player Brittany Griner put in a terrific performance during her team's emotional home opener. It was the first time the basketball star played in Phoenix since she'd been released from detainment in Russia in December. And while the Mercury didn't win, Griner finished with a 27-point, 10-rebound double-double and yelled, "I'm back," after sinking a three-pointer at the end of the third quarter. Another legendary athlete's career is winding down. A hip injury is forcing tennis star Rafael Nadal to miss next week's French Open for the first time in 19 years. He's been so dominant on that tournament's clay surface, losing only 3 times, that he's been called the King of Clay. The 36-year-old Spaniard, who is currently tied with Serbia's Novak Djokovic with 22 major titles, said, "I didn't make the decision not to play. My body made the decision." He also said he expects to retire next year, adding that 2024 will be more like a farewell season. That's it for KidNuz. Today's KidNuz quiz is generously sponsored by the Wards to wish a happy 6th birthday to Bellamy Ward from Menlo Park, California. Bellamy listens to KidNuz each day on the way to see her teachers and classmates at Sacred Heart School. She loves working on her storytelling and writing with Mrs. Dezzuti and Mrs. Odisho. Go Gators! Now, today's quiz. Which planet has reclaimed the title of Moon King? Saturn with 145. What's causing some smoky air along the U.S.-Canada border? Wildfires in southern Canada. Why is singer Miley Cyrus no longer doing global tours? She finds them too isolating. Golfer Brooks Koepka has won how many major titles? 5. In our Kid News Kicker, today is National Lucky Penny Day. So, why are pennies considered lucky? One theory, according to Reader's Digest, is ancient civilizations believed that metals like copper, which pennies used to be made with, were gifts from the gods intended to protect people from evil. Since 1943, pennies have been made with a combination of steel and zinc. Some other fast facts about the U.S.'s smallest monetary denomination. Benjamin Franklin reportedly designed the original penny in 1787. It was first minted in 1793, and they last a really long time. It's estimated that on average, a penny stays in circulation for about 25 years. Before we go, we want to again thank the Ward family of Menlo Park, California for underwriting our quiz. Shout out Bellamy for her birthday and say hello to all her Gator friends at Sacred Heart. We also want to shout out some of our terrific Kid News Teacher Advisory Panel members for all their hard work and dedication supporting our podcast during this last school year. Ms. Forth at Ray Lewis Elementary in Hamilton, Ontario, Canada. Ms. Denchicum at Eagleside Elementary in Fountain, Colorado. Ms. Heilman at St. Anselm School in Ross, California. And Mrs. McCart with Visions in Education for Homeschool Families. Thanks for listening. It really helps if you rate and review us wherever you get your podcasts. We hope you tune in for more Kid News tomorrow morning.